no game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
So new releases on Xbox, as it seems to be is every week. Slim. I actually one of the games.
Still all the cross-platform.
One of the games I was looking up is actually because I'm on IGN's website because they have the most complete list I've ever found.
Yeah.
One of the games is actually got pushed back a couple weeks, so it's not even out today. So I literally only have 3 games I can talk about.
Right.
I am going to mention Yooka-Laylee a week from today, the day we're recording, coming out on Tuesday the 11th. Buy it, get it, support that game. I'm gonna love it, hopefully. But the games I'm
gonna feel real bad.
Dude, if I hate it, I'm gonna be crushed. I very rarely do I kickstart a game, but that one I did. So games that have come out, and because of some analytics we saw from you guys, we're not gonna read the descriptions this week. Just giving you a heads up. It seems to like tail off when we read the description, so we're gonna give our blurb what we think based on what we're seeing here about the games. We just rubbed elbows.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's the elbow bros.
Elbros.
Elbros.
But anyways, Lego City Undercover is released on Xbox One
And PS4.
PS4, Switch, and PC.
Oh,
so
well, it's a perfect Switch game.
choose it on any platform you want.
Yeah.
It's $59.99, and it's basically a Lego game. It's a cop.
It's not based on
a franchise. Yes,
which is cool.
it's a cop Lego game. I was saying earlier, like the Lego games are fun. I think they're cool and well made. I don't enjoy them because that's all my brother played growing up. So like I got Legoed out after Star Wars.
That's too much.
However many Star Wars.
Legos.
Yeah, but they're really well made games. I told one of our coworkers who has kids, I'm like, this is perfect for you. You have an Xbox. What do you want to buy? You have PS4. What do you want to buy? And it's also nice to hear that there's another Switch game. Because this is a decent game.
Add it to the list, man.
So,
add it to the list.
I mean, I know there's other Switch games because I shit on the Switch a lot, but this is a decent game to have on the Switch. So, Lego City Undercover, $59.99 is out as of the time you're seeing this. Literally released today.
Watch the trailer. It's kind of funny.
It is.
It's not bad.
It is. It's Lego.
Yeah.
Lego does really well with
they do make solid games.
With their thing.
Has to be said.
Yeah. So, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition.
Great game.
Is going to be $60 by the time you see this. So it's pre-order right now is $59.99. Pre-order, it comes out April 6th, so Thursday, the day this goes up. So I'm assuming if you catch it before the store updates, you might be able to get it.
Which is surprising because it is a remake of another game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about it other than it's coming out.
So Bulletstorm, I played it, so I can comment to it. So Bulletstorm is essentially everything that Duke Nukem wanted to be.
The good Duke Nukem or the bad Duke Nukem?
Everything the bad Duke Nukem wanted to be. Yeah,
Okay.
so it is essentially, it's an FPS shooter, but it is a little ridiculous in terms of some of the weapons and things you get. And the idea is you do kind of combos. There's a lot of combo stuff. I think it was made by People Can Fly. And
you can play as Duke Nukem, by the way.
Oh, that's perfect because that's exactly what they're sort of half.
It says play through the entire Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition campaign as Duke Nukem, featuring and fully re-recorded script and brand new lines from the original voice.
Yeah,
of
I would
Duke.
totally play it through it again as Duke Nukem and pretend it was a Duke Nukem game. But basically, you have obviously guns, but you also have a whip that you can like whip to the floor and bounce people up, and you can pull people towards you, and then you also have a kick, so you can kick people. Is the
whip like a what's the NES game? The where you crawl through the mansions, Castlevania.
No.
Is it like that? No.
Okay. I mean, well, it's more like a laser type whip,
okay.
But it's like the fact that you can whap on the floor. It almost plays like a first person Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
But there's really good humor in it. It's really well produced. People Can Fly did an amazing job with that game. I played it through vanilla like when it was originally released, and if they have released this sort of fancier, better looking version with Duke Nukem in there, I really see
no reason not
to get it. But $60 is steep, man, for a remastered or a
re-released
version of a game that was out on PS3, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you got?
Last one. I'm actually excited about this one. I'm going to pick it up on PS4 because, again, it's one of those that's on both.
Mm-hmm.
Blackwood Crossing. We watched the trailer for this beforehand. It's an English one, English game. And basically, it's a story-driven game where I don't really know what's going on, and I think that's the point. It's a mystery of some sort. You're playing the role
adventure type thing.
Yeah, you're playing the role of a kid going through and trying to figure out. Somebody disappears, and you can hear at the end of the trailer him saying, "Where are you?" And
it's got a
cool art style.
It looks a little bit like there's elements of like a Little Acre style game in there where you're just kind of, like you're wandering around and clicking on things, but there's also elements of Telltale games in there. Graphically very impressive. The art style is kind of unique. And also the part that I liked about it the most is that it does apparently get very dark at some point. It starts off very innocent as like a kid and his, I assume, mother that are hanging out, and then
there's creepy animal head people.
Yeah, and then
that was when it got weird.
Animal head stuff, which is
anything with a rabbit head is gonna murder you.
Yeah, rabbit heads are the best. So I totally am looking forward to that game, and the price tag is not too bad on the Xbox there, so really happy about it. I think it might be more on the PlayStation, but I could be wrong.
Cool. Speaking of PlayStation. Do you want to let us know what's new on PlayStation, Tom?
Will you let me take a drink?
No. I'm going to fill the dead air. Tom's drinking, everybody. He's got alcohol in his hand.
This is why I like having you by me, so people can fill the dead air when I drink. So obviously the big one this week for PlayStation is Persona 5, and Persona or Persona. Or Persona. I don't know, like how you pronounce it.
It's a Japanese game.
I'm sure there's a proper way to do it. I don't know what it is. I say Persona just because I like saying it like that.
You're a Persona.
Because that's how it's spelled, like Persona. Anyway, Persona 5 is a long time coming, and fans of those sort of... I hesitate to call it a JRPG, but it is kind of a JRPG. It just has... It's molded slightly differently. A lot of Japanese games go based on days. So they go kind of like you go to a place and then what do you do this day? Okay, move on to the next day. What did you do this day? Move on to the next day. You may remember this from Hatoful Boyfriend and all the other kind of weird shit that we see. But Persona 4 Golden Suns, which was a Vita release, is sort of renowned for being one of the greater releases from Japan recently. Currently, by the way,
94 on Metacritic.
9.4 Metacritic score, which is blowing it out of the water. But yeah, basically the plot for these Persona-style games is that you are usually some boy that gets kicked out of something, and you end up at some stranger's house. That stranger will look after you in some size, shape, or form. It could be like your family died or whatever. In the case of Persona 5, I believe you get expelled from school. And then you end up going to stay with this kind of crabby old guy in a store. And then every day is plotted out with you going to school. So it's literally like, wake up. Okay, you have the morning to do whatever you want to. You can go to a certain area of town and visit it. You can walk around the streets. You can go to school. You can talk to people. What do you want to do? And then it goes into things like classrooms and like after school activities. So you usually have to choose a club of some kind that you can join. Because they're pretty big on hobby clubs in Japan. So you go and join like the volleyball team or whatever. And then alongside that, there's usually this weird parallel story of going into an alternate dimension. And when you're in the alternate dimension, you're essentially running through similar to an old Final Fantasy game. So you'll run into a group of enemies, you'll hit them, and then it will turn into a time-based battle where you have like enemy here, you here, select what you want to do, they select what they want to do.
Pokemon style.
Yeah. And
that's what I know it as.
Yeah, and it's but Persona games have they just ooze style, like they just fucking ooze it. I watched it this morning because I've been playing Mass Effect like we talked earlier, and so for me to even think about starting Persona 5 was a pretty big deal because that's a 100-hour game at very least. But yeah, I did just to see the intro, just to get into the middle of the game, and now I can see myself having a break from Mass Effect while I continue to play Persona 5.
So this, I mean, I'm going to bring something up potentially controversial here, but I think that's the advantage of Mass Effect behind it being meh. Like, not great, but not bad. Persona 5 is apparently fantastic.
Yeah.
That, like, okay, I can go away from Mass Effect, not feel horrible because I'm playing an amazing game versus playing a meh game.
I would think, and I don't say this often, that you would enjoy it to some extent. Because
it's Japanese, though.
I know that
sounds real bad when I say it, but it's true.
I know that you don't like Japanese games, but this is truly a game that if you got yourself synced into it, I think you would get stuck.
Japanese and single player. That's 0 for 2.
Try it though.
You're 0 for 2.
I'm gonna make you play it. All right, so
I'm gonna make you play it.
So Persona 5 released today. Persona, however you want to fucking say it, $60, and well worth every penny.
I'm looking at his notes. Somebody's got here because I didn't even.
I don't have anything for Persona.
I was just looking at your other stuff.
Cool. So the next game up in our sort of top 3 for PlayStation this week is a game called
Use Your Words.
We
both looked at this. It's really interesting.
It looks great
because I think we both looked at it separately. shortly.
I would totally buy it, and I'm actually
Gonna buy
it. But so Use Your Words is a party game, but it's a very interesting party game. So basically, it's you and some friends gathered around at the couch, and you've seen those games, I'm sure, with things like Apple TV and stuff, where you have to like use your phone or a tablet or something to like answer questions, like buzzer games and stuff on the TV.
They've Drawful is the big one,
right? So it's similar in style to that. However, it's sort of caption based. By that I mean that they'll play like a clip of a movie, or they'll show you a picture or something, and the person to come up with the best caption and or subtitles or whatever it might be. So you're typing it into your phone, and then you post it, and then you get to see everyone's kind of like,
which is a cool.
response.
That's a cool integration of like technology.
It sounds great, man.
The only, and I feel like this is not even going to be an issue, but if you don't have a smartphone, if you don't have another device, how do you play it?
That I don't know.
That's my only concern.
I'm assuming they maybe have a way around it, but what it looks like is that you're shit out of luck,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Which right now most people have a smartphone.
But even games like SingStar, you know, you have the option to have physical microphones as well as use your phone as a microphone. But for this one, I'm pretty sure you do have to have something to play it.
I just picture this becoming a really bad Cards Against Humanity game where you just figure out who can be the most offensive.
They happily tout the fact that it is, and I quote, dirty.
And grandma
loves the
trailer.
dirt.
Go watch the trailer.
Watch the trailer. Watch the trailer. It's super cheesy and fun. But yeah, a potty word caption game, $15. Can't argue. Definitely go and pick that up.
I thought you said a potty word for a second, but you said party.
Party word caption game.
Party.
And the last of the big three, and I have a couple others I want to touch on after, but the last of the big three is Mr. Massagy.
Yeah. This was weird. It was funny. So this is one that didn't have a trailer on PlayStation, and we were just like, God dang it, PlayStation, get it figured out.
Stop doing that.
But I remember seeing it because, as you know, I watched I watched Mark, and I didn't actually watch them play it, but I saw they did it because the thumbnails are really weird. I mean, it's called Mr. Massagy, and the thumbnail is literally Jacksepticeye laying down getting a massage.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how I feel about watching this at work while I was on my lunch, but as using a work computer. But like, it's a weird game, but I feel like it'd be hysterical.
It's a dating sim where your goal is to give and or get a massage.
Yeah. That's pretty much all you need to know.
Yeah, think Hetoful Boyfriend, but with like
really, Hoonie Pop, if you know what Hoonie or Honey Pop.
Honey Pop, yeah, with squealy Japanese girls, and like you're basically trying to coax them into a scenario where you can like give them a massage. Japanese dating game. Yeah. But it's $4, man. I mean... $4.
That's why
I could get Use Your Words and Mr. Massagy for 20
for the price of Persona.
So I'm very tempted to do that. And then just to round up on the last couple here, because you know those are the top three I think sort of most interesting picks of the week. This week for the Play Collective, it was Parappa the Rapper remastered, which is it's a classic fucking game.
Which
pick it up, man.
Some of the reviews I've been reading is Parappa the Rapper is back and frustrating me like I expected.
Yeah, it's exactly as annoying as you imagined. Platobi, the Dwarf Planet's Tale, is a maze runner game where you're a little planet, I guess, that floats around a maze and shoots things.
Too many of those.
$15. There you go. Wonder Boy Returns is a SNES-style platformer. It does look pretty cool.
We watched the trailer for that.
I'm assuming there used to be a game called Wonder Boy, but I do not recall ever playing one. But it is they have like an old Wonder Boy that's all pixelated and shit. So there you go. If you remember Wonder Boy, let us know in the comments. But yeah, Wonder Boy Returns, SNES-style platformer, looks pretty cool. That's coming out. That's gonna be $15.
Wonder Boy is from 1986 and was released on Commodore 64.
Oh wow!
Sega made it.
Master System as well, huh?
Yep, Master System, PS4.
There you go. ZX Spectrum.
Yeah,
that's old as fuck.
Those are old.
And
Jesus,
then
that's before me.
Yes, it is. It's close to me. Deer Simulator is you being a deer avoiding getting shot, which was a
cool concept.
It's great. It's
we were watching the trailer and Tom's like, you're just following the deer. You're supposed to, are you shooting it?
I thought it was a hunting game.
Which is what I thought too.
It bills it as a hunting game. So when you look at it, you think, oh, it's just going to show some deers, and then it's going to show like their lungs getting blown out. And no, you're following a deer around, and then like at the end, the deer gets shot in the trailer, and you're like, fuck, like some hunter shot him. And then it dawned on me, oh, you're the deer, and you're avoiding the hunters as opposed to being the hunter killing the deer, which is kind of awesome.
Yes.
And then lastly, this looks really exciting too. Man, I have so many awesome indie games this week. Shred It, which is a paper art style version of kind of snowboard games,
I like the gameplay. I didn't like the art style personally. It didn't quite fit for me.
Yeah. So, oh, by the way, Deer Simulator was $12, but Shred It is it looks cool if you like Snowboard Kids, if you like downhill, like jump and spin and stuff.
The arcadey snowboarding game.
Yeah, and if you don't know what Snowboard Kids is, look it up on the 64.
You should go. Do you know how much that game is? How hard Snowboard Kids 1 and 2 is to find on the 64, and how much they cost?
$60.
I want that game.
It's crazy.
Snowboard Kids 2, I think is like 200 or something.
Right.
I want that game.
Yeah, and that's $10. So if you went back to the PSN section and watched it all the way to the end, maybe you have some good luck with that. That being said, that's our summary, I think, of all the new releases.
I want to add one thing because I forgot it during the Xbox sales.
Go ahead.
Because Xbox games with gold, the new one is Rise. Because they do the half-month thing. So Rise, which was a launch game back in the day, was touted as being visually stunning. Gameplay was a little bit repetitive and a little bit lacking. So I'm interested to see what it is.
That's a free gold game?
Yep. Normally it's $20 and it's free. They have Evolve as well, but again they do the 15 through the blah and the blah through the blah. Like they do it in halves, which I like because that means I get theoretically up to 4 games.
Gives you time to play each one and give it its due. I think. Yeah, that's fair.
So
cool.
Rise is the new one. Evolve is still on there, but nobody cares about Evolve because it's dead.
Poor Evolve.
Yeah, but
you had so much that you could have.
Yeah,